We're about to test the 540 IXP Husqvarna battery saw. Got a BLI 300 in it. It's fully charged. Just got through charging it up. Running a 16-inch bar on it. This is some dried oak. I had some people mention oak. It's 10 inches in diameter. And we're about to go to town on this thing. Just see how many cookies that we can cut off of this piece of oak right here. So I'm full of chain oil. The chain is sharp on it. And we're just gonna go to town. Y'all count them. About done, baby. It may be done. We can get a couple more out of it, maybe. No. I'd like to cut this last one off. I got 36. That's what I got. So one other thing, somebody asked me about the chain brake on that thing. It does have a chain brake on it. It's got an inertia chain brake, just like a gasoline-driven saw has on it. You can, when you engage it, it completely shuts the saw down. It flashes up a red light up there on the back display that you can see flash and let you know that the chain brake is on. It won't let it do anything. So there's a lot of different uses for this thing. A lot of landscaping areas now require battery use stuff. You can take this thing right here, run it early in the mornings in a neighborhood or something like that, no sound whatsoever. The other really good thing about it is too, there's no emissions, no exhaust fumes coming off of it. So you could run it cutting floor joists inside of a building, doing carpentry work in there. If you needed to hog off, you know, joist big beams or anything like that, you could run it for that. If you're a landowner and you're wanting to fix up a hunting spot, you don't want your neighbors to hear you running a chainsaw out there, here's your answer right there. You got that. You know, no noise, you're not going to hear it. If you're wanting to fix you up some fishing spots, cut you off some tops to sink in the lake or the river or something for fish habitat, for crappie or bass or something, you can do it covertly with this thing right here, which I think that's very, very cool. This saw right here with two BLI 300s, the saw, two batteries, and the charger runs $1,000 is what it runs if you buy all of that together. But it's a pro. I mean, it's a pro saw. It's a 540 IXP is what it is by Husqvarna. You can get this same saw in this version right here, rear handle version, or you can get it in a top handle version for arbor saw for tree climbing and things like that. The top handle version is really cool because you're not up in the tree having to crank the saw. You just hit the trigger and cut with it is all you do. All right, the battery is still dead, but I think it's got enough to get this last one right here. Let's see. So 37. $38. $39. She's flashing. That's 40. too. Ain't gonna do it, that's it. So when I let that battery rest a little bit, cut off 6 more right there. That's pretty dang good. Pretty good. So you can see what the display looks like right there if the camera's focused on it right there. Very good. So I pushed that saw hard. I didn't really realize how hard I was pushing that thing till watching the video right here. And I tell you, Husqvarna, all the guys and girls involved in that saw right there ought to be ecstatic at what I put that saw through right there just then. And it ran like it did. Now, I was running on the high setting too, so if you probably would have dropped it back on the lower setting there where it wasn't turning as many RPMs, it probably would have ran even longer. But I had, like I said at the beginning of the video, I had several people saying, you know, you were cutting softwood that wasn't pine. Right there's your proof right there. It's dried oak, 10 inches, a little over 10 inches diameter, and just no mercy on it. Now, the thing about this battery stuff is what I call, and I may not be saying it right, the correct terms or anything, I call it battery management. And what happens is if that battery is allowed to heat up, it's going to shut power tools down, or it's going to kill the battery, one of the two. Can you imagine the pull, the draw that I was pulling on that thing, doing what I was doing, feeding that thing? Because I mean, you can see the chips flying out of that cover on that thing. I mean, I was feeding it to it. That's one thing that Husqvarna has done on their battery stuff. They have done an incredible job on battery management, keeping the cells cool on the battery to where it will continue running. That's the reason why that saw is labeled as an XP saw. Who is that saw for? That saw's for anybody. I mean, are you going to go out there and fell, you know, massive oak timber all day long, you know, like that, and somebody going to point that out? No, you're not going to do that with it. But all I want to do is show what that saw has the potential and what it is capable of doing, pushing it to the limits without you having to go out there and wonder, you know, right there it is, right there on the video. They've got that saw set up very, very balanced. It's very impressive how balanced it is with where the battery placement is. But that's a 16-inch bar running right there. It's a SP21 chain that was on it. So I'm happy with the performance on it. That saw is on loan too. That saw is not mine. I actually borrowed that saw from Lanier Outdoor Equipment over in Georgia. I went over and picked that thing up. They were gracious enough to let me run it and play with it because I wanted it for the chainsaw class that's coming up. So that was really cool. So the upcoming things I got the first chainsaw class coming up this weekend, a regular class. It's almost full. It's going to be a good time. And then on October the 31st, I've got one slot open for the felling class. I had one person back out on it on me the other day. So I do have one slot open on it. If you're interested in it, contact me on it. But my email will be down below. And then the tree climbing competition will be coming up November the 13th through the 15th in Kingston, Georgia. The address is right down below for it. It's open to the public, free to come. Lanier Outdoor Equipment will be there with Husqvarna saws, and I'm going to be there. Jill's going to be there. And you can run saws. You can test drive the saws, if you will. You can pull up in there. We'll throw some chaps on you, get you suited up, safety glasses, all that good stuff. And you can run all of them Husqvarna saws. You can test drive them and cut cookies. And we can talk chainsaws. We can talk about anything you want to. Just come by and say hello and visit. So appreciate all y'all watching. I'll have a lot of fun playing with the chainsaws. So we'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.